this is a family trip, and we should spend it as a family.
Sounds cheerful.
Greetings, Cashman family!
Be careful up there, Emmett.
How far from civilization are we?
Very. And that's the point.
Everybody listen up. This is a beautiful house, but it's old. So there are parts that are unsafe.
Do you think there's anything messed up about this house? I found this toy and it was just sitting there.
This was a children's hospital.
Are there other toys here?
I'm a raptor.
Terrifying. You don't want to bring those dirty old things, do you? Guys?
What did you mean before about the house?
I thought I saw a little kid. It said, run.
Why did this place close down?
Years ago, a little boy died. His mother couldn't accept it. She went mad with grief. On Christmas morning, found all of the children had been killed.
We're going to get you. We're going to get you.
Don't listen to them!
Mommy said you had a baby and something happened.
Experiences. Jerry Milani here with you from New Jersey, and we're going to have a fun time tonight. As you know, at Wizard World Virtual Experiences, we try to do everything we can do in the pop culture realm. Just want to quickly go over, since I'd like to get us started right away. Tomorrow, Game of Thrones starting at 1 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock, we're going to have... tomorrow, 4 o'clock, Sunday, 4 o'clock, we're going to have the 60s flashback. Mary Wilson from The Supremes, Jerry Mathers, The Beaver, Stanley Livingston. He is from My Three Sons, Tina Cole and Dawn Lynn. So check out wizardworldvirtual.com, and that'll give you all the information on everything that's coming up at Wizard World. Wizard World Vault, that's the place where you can pick up everything that we've culled over 20 plus years of Wizard World shows all across the country, all across the world. Those are all there for you at Wizard World Vault. But today, we're going to, thanks for hanging with us, by the way, we're going to be going over the new Warner Brothers Home Entertainment and Blue Ribbon Entertainment film, Toys of Terror. It's available now on digital download. Go pick that up. And on Blu-ray on January 9th and on Sci-Fi in December. So you'll definitely want to check this out. I have seen it a couple times, and let me tell you, it's definitely enjoyable. So fans who are interested in that movie, anything, if you love horror, if you love just good filmmaking, this is the film for you. It's about a film about a family that's on a holiday trip. They go to an old former children's home, and they get a little more than they expect from an old chest of toys. So hopefully folks are still with us here. We have folks from California, from Kansas City, from Israel, from Philadelphia who have already checked in our chat rooms. If you're on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, go ahead into those chat rooms and ask us questions, speak among yourselves, ask questions of the panel. We'll get to as many as we can over the next 20 minutes or so. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties on my end there and getting it going, but I'd like to introduce first, he's had dozens of acting, writing, and producing credits, including The Simpsons, The Ben Stiller Show, Parks and Recreation, Stand Against Evil. He's the writer and executive producer of Toys of Terror. Here is the great Dana Gould. Dana, hi. Sorry. Welcome. You've been with us all this time here waiting, so appreciate you being with us. His directorial work includes the TV series Nowhere Boys and Itch, as well as the Halloween horror film Boys in the Trees, which he also wrote. He's the director of Toys of Terror. Here is Nick Verso.
Hi.
Nick, welcome in. All right, you've seen their animation work in SpongeBob SquarePants, Robot Chicken, and Celebrity Deathmatch, and they've put those skills to work as the animation directors for Toys of Terror. Here are Mark Caballero and Seamus Walsh.
Hey guys.
Welcome in, guys.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
And finally, his art department credits include Alien Christmas, Tumbleleaf, and Anomalisa. He's the puppet designer and lead builder for Toys of Terror. Here is Barney Marquez. Well, all right. Where have you guys been all this last 20 minutes? I don't understand. Oh, my goodness. So first thing, I mean, the movie's been out for a few days, and I've seen some good stuff on it, but what is feedback that you've seen from either social media or folks you've met in person who have seen it? What have they told you?
Nick, why don't you lead off?
Well, I've been filming something, so I've been avoiding everything. So I haven't really been up to date on what's going on. It's all, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be, I mean, there's kind of no film like Video Wise. I think it's such a strange, off-the-cuff film that I think, yeah, I'm very curious what the reactions have been.
Yeah, basically what I've heard is if you see one Christmas-based Halloween-released movie about stop-motion toys murdering off a family one by one this weekend, Toys of Terror is the one to beat.
So,
yeah,
Dana.
There's pretty good feedback. I mean, not that I've been checking or anything. People are pretty excited about it just because you don't get to see a movie about this very often with these kind of effects, with this kind of story, this kind of setting and stuff. My favorite ones to read are always about fake stop motion ones.
That's the, and you know, that was the, I know, well, that was the, if I may, like, when I originally talked about this with Blue Ribbon, the one thing that Peter Girardi and I agreed on, and Ben Gilly from Blue Ribbon, is like, stop motion was the deal breaker. Like, it had to be stop motion, because the original inspiration for this were the Rankin Bass Christmas specials. And we wanted to basically take a Rankin Bass Christmas special and make a Christmas-based horror movie. And we talked a lot about other ideas, and kind of the thing that, as they say, broke its back in a good way, was taking it out of the world of stop motion. And let's have the toys be stop motion, but let's set them in reality. But because you only see them through the eyes of children, it fits. We don't know if it's real or not. And it actually, you know, it's a great situation where you take the issue, which is that stop motion looks very specific, and you make that a virtue, which is that it adds to this sort of hallucinogenic, sort of dream-like reality that the kids may or may not be in. And Nick, you know, played it. He got it right away. And it you know, the guys, the Screen Novelties and Nick together made it look so much better than it had any right to look. It was really rewarding to see it come to life.
So that's a good point there, Nick. What for you is the difference then in directing a stop motion where you've got live action and stop motion? What's different for you that would be if you just had live action, or at the same time, what's the same about it? Did we lose you? My question was that bad? You know what? When he pops back in, we'll get to that. But then
if
to the next.
If the toys weren't realistic, how could they have murdered Nick?
Unbelievable, right? So then, for you guys then on the animator side, how did you take that vision that Dana was just talking about and kind of make that feel real? Because I think when you watch it, the bee, like those toys, they feel real. How did you get that to happen, and how did you get what Dana was trying to get across?
Well, yeah, Dana was involved from the very beginning. We talked about it for months and months before we actually started filming everything. And yeah, we were definitely all on the same wavelength about that hallucinatory feel that should have. And that is what's great about stop motion, is that you know it doesn't look real, but because it doesn't look real, your imagination kind of fills in all these weird things in your imagination kind of fill in the blanks. So, a lot of it, I mean, for us, is just about making a lot of it's about making the character, like when you're the animator, you're kind of one of the actors also. You know, like you're playing Uncle Monkey when you're animating, or Santa's elf. Like you're acting that character when you're animating. And so Mark and Barney and I were all on set watching everything be filmed and weighing in on how the character would integrate. But Nick had the hardest job during the shoot, making sure that the actors got what they needed while we also got what we needed as well.
In 20 below temperatures.
Yeah. I mean, the way Dana wrote the script, it was pretty organic, and we kind of knew right away how we were going to have to treat these puppets and, the characters and how they were going to move. Because, like, with the technology nowadays, like, you can make something so smooth and hyper-realistic and everything, but we knew that we had to go stylized with this because they are toys, and we wanted to maintain that otherworldly feel about the movement of those toys and playing up their inability to be able to move a certain way, like all that kind of stuff. And so we totally got it when Dana sent us the script. We started talking about it. I think we also just instantly, like, we all have a love of apes and King Kong and Planet of the Apes, and anything there's a monkey in it, we love it. So we're like, all right, Uncle Monkey's definitely the person we're going to tackle.
Yeah, there's a real shorthand with I'm sure everyone on this panel, it's like, Forrest Ackman. Yeah, okay, good. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's interesting that they talked about stop motion because this came from the origin was the Rankin Bass specials, and the real Nick is back. If you want to go back to the question for Nick.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. There's been no other technical difficulties on this, so you're the first. So you're the first one, right? Yeah, trying to fit the square pegs in the round holes. So Nick, what I was saying is, what's the difference for you, and what's the same in directing a stop motion as opposed to just a straight live action movie?
I mean, I guess we kind of approached it like there was no difference in a way. We just sort of direct everything. I guess the main thing we had to do is we always would have the toys on set because they're interacting with the kids, and for me the main thing was making sure that the kids knew what was happening in the scene, that they knew what they're acting opposite. So we'd have to put the toys in and puppeteer them so the kids would have something to act off, and then we'd have to take those out and get the kids to basically act off a blank space. And it was sort of tricky in the editing, matching eye lines and things like that to make sure that all synced up. But luckily, I think because the toys are so well designed and look so great, I think the kids immediately got it. Like, it was so clear what each toy was and what it did, that I think that they knew exactly how to do it. So it made my job easier.
That was Barney. Barney designed all the toys.
Yeah, that's my next question, Barney. What's kind of your favorite one to design, and what was the most challenging? I gotta think it's Uncle Monkey, but what's the most challenging one for you, and which one did you like working with the most?
I did like Uncle Monkey the most. I thought he was just his general shape, his look, his feel. He was really fun to design and make. And, most challenging is probably him too. He's kind of difficult. Although I'll say Busy Bee, because she's somewhat simple, she sometimes capturing that simplicity can be a little difficult to achieve.
Do you want to join us the puppet, Barney? Right behind you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's, this is the actual puppet that was animated, and she's somewhat simple, but sometimes that's kind of one of the most difficult things to get right.
It's interesting too. All of the toys are from the. You kind of remember it, but don't sue us. It's not exactly what you think it is. Toy Corporation, and was showing the stuff to some people, and somebody looked at Busy Bee and it was like, "Oh my God, I had that!" I'm like, "No, you
He
didn't.
didn't.
you only think you did."
I would say that big compliments in Winnipeg. A lot of the people on set thought that we bought the toys that we purchased at the store somewhere, but it was,
One thing
Yeah,
they're talking about.
their names as well. Like I remember the hardest thing I think for us was the name, because they had to keep going through Warner Brothers for clearance, and it was like getting names that felt right, but that weren't litigious.
Busy Bee had more incarnations than David Bowie before he finally got to the screen.
Well, I don't think her name's Busy Bee anymore, is it?
It was
Isn't
no. In
Big
fact,
Barbara?
it came around. I don't even know what her name is anymore.
B sharp now, like it end up at B sharp.
B sharp, yeah, exactly. Or just Sammy. But there was one thing I read recently. People talk about stop motion, that it has this specific look, and it does have a specific look. I think it's a virtue, and Nightmare Before Christmas is such a holiday staple, and that stop motion, that when Tim Burton set out to make Mars Attacks, they were going to do Mars Attacks stop motion with live action, and then I believe it was Dennis Murin, correct me if I'm wrong, showed them an early CG test, and Warner Brothers realized that they could make the movie computer animated and not practical stop motion, and it was one of the first. It was right at that Jurassic Park tipping point, but Tim made them strobe the CGI so it would look stop motion. Like, even though it's CGI, he wanted it to have that sort of tactile folk art kind of movement, and you can't beat it. I was talking about the original King Kong the other day. The Peter Jackson King Kong is flawless, but the original King Kong is art and beauty, and there's just something beautiful about the way the stop motion imbues a character that you can't really fully recreate. And that's why, and when I saw this, especially when it's a toy becoming evil, it really works. It works so much better. Yeah. 100%.
When it doesn't even right and the gravity's a little wrong. That was the funny thing, because now we have digital assist video grabbers and stuff where we can make it like perfect, but we kind of had to pick and choose what to make imperfect to hit the right shot, and that was actually a lot of fun.
Your eye is telling you that something is wrong, and it's disturbing. That's the thing about
fun. No matter how cute you try to make it, you can't really escape the creepiness at the level where
story of my life, pal.
Something that should not be moving on its own is.
Can't escape the creepiness.
So how did you talked a little bit about the toys and how you kind of made them alterations of things that are kind of real toys. How did you decide on these as the toys? And I guess they each have kind of their own personality, and they each have their own kind of powers, so to speak. How did you decide these were the toys and that it was this many toys as opposed to more or fewer?
I gotta give a lot of credit to Peter Girardi and the team at Blue Ribbon, because the one thing that we all agreed on, and Peter really put this so well, it was like, we didn't want to just do creepy old toys. As Peter said, like, I don't want this to look like another Tool video, if you remember Tool from the 90s. And I was like, got it, great. Yeah, we wanted this to be toys from our childhood, toys that we remember, like mid 50s to 80s. Or even 90s. What are the toys that people remember? And that was just me and Peter, like, coming up with a list. Well, there's a Speak and Spell. Everybody had Speak and Spell. I had the origin of Uncle Monkey was the King Kong playset from the animated King Kong cartoon in 1969, I believe it was, that I had. And that was the origin of Uncle Monkey. And you know, we were just taking toys that we remember. There's a He-Man and Skeletor toy. There's, you know, there's all these things. We wanted them to be toys that people remembered, and an early PlayStation plays a big part in it. We didn't want to do it's creepy old toys. We wanted to do no, it's the toys from your childhood, only they're possessed. There's one right behind you, but it looks like you're in a box.
I'm in the guy trying to move out of the way so that you can see the actual toy. That's the thing when you put your backgrounds. Every time the background, the best thing is right in the middle. You never get to see what the thing is.
If you can move out of the way of that toy, there's an interesting story behind that.
Out of the way.
That's of course conservative columnist Ben Shapiro. It has nothing to do with our film.
Very, very good.
Well, I mean, the funny thing that happened as well is so there's the toys that were scripted, and then there was a whole bunch of other toys that were just meant to be in the background. You guys had designed that then I just had fallen in love with, so I gave them a bit more foreground action, like the teddy bear and the elephant and things like that. Even though they weren't meant to be animated, they sort of became that because I kept increasing everyone's workload. And then a lot of these, I don't know if my internet's working, but then the production designer, Gould, he just happened to have a very weird collection of hundreds of very strange toys, a lot of them made from dead animals. So he would put them in the set, and that kind of increased things as well. So I think Gould, the production designer, really expanded our world greatly as well through his natural tastes and inclinations.
And in our conversation with Nick also found a great role for the dune buggy that we use. And then, you know, everybody adds something to it, which is the greatest part about working on a movie. Is it's a collaboration, and everybody brings something to the table. And certainly in this case.
Yeah, and because we were on a limited budget, there were only so many stop motion shots we could have. I mean, I think ideally we would have all loved to have had 10 times the amount and 10 times the money and time, but we only had a fixed amount. So it was coming up with solutions that are like, okay, what can we do that is still in our world and isn't CGI, but can make the toys feel alive? And I think the remote control card, like Dune Buggy, kind of was a really great one. And then the Christmas tree coming to life, you know, so we sort of just bounced off each other, I think, a lot to sort of try to get the toys as active as we could.
And I was always making Nick's job a lot harder because I was like going like, well, if they're outside, it's like, no, we have children actors and it's 40 below outside. Well, if it's on fire, we have children actors. Can it be outside on fire? It'll be warmer at least.
Yeah, no, there was originally a much bigger set piece outside involving barefooted children in the snow.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think we're going to get this one through.
Nick is a good point. But you were patient with me, and I was very appreciative.
And because we also didn't have much time, you and I. Like, I mean, we only had a few days. I was sitting in that chair behind you with covered in bombs as we.
That's right. They're all around. Yeah. It's very true. Yeah.
I know you mentioned, you know, that these toys are, you know, quote unquote knockoffs of other toys, may have been your favorites. Gilbert had a question, one of the fans in the chat, what your favorite toy was of all time. Each of you, just your favorite toy.
Oh, I still have it. The G.I. Joe Apollo space capsule, and I still have it in my garage.
I think my one was Snake Mountain, the sort of weird thing that they had for Skeletor. It was Skeletor's world in the He-Man universe. And it was this weird castle with a snake that was also a microphone. And it would distort your voice kind of like the helmet does in the film. And I discovered the hard way that if you leave it locked in your closet and your cat is accidentally in that closet too for a 2 or 3 day period,
oh no,
the cat's meows will distort through the microphone and just create something that'll scar you for life. Yeah.
Oh no. Wow.
And I don't know, I'd say the Strange Change machine. Bought at a garage sale.
I saw one yesterday. in Burbank
Oh,
at,
no.
at Bearded Lady Oddities. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in the if you're in the market for one.
I still have it. What's the
Oh,
string?
good for you. It was a change out. It was like Shrinky. It was like the Thing Maker.
Oh, right.
It,
Yeah,
it was one of those things that child safety was just a hilarious notion in the late 60s, early 70s. Like, no, this is easy. It's a stainless steel stove that you plug into the wall and boil plastic. Have fun, kids.
Yeah, I miss those days at the
That's
time.
how you learn to make mold.
Oh, what? Sorry.
There was a lot more social Darwinism back then.
Yeah.
So those are great. Love those toys.
What about yours?
Barney, me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's a good question. When I saw the spin, a lot of these toys, they evoke toys from your past, like you said, and not the actual real one. But the spin, that was one that I had forgotten for a long time that I had when I was little, and it would land on the letter and say, bee, bird. I gotta say that was probably my favorite growing up. Now it's probably my little Fordham Ram bobblehead that I have, or my assorted Yankee paraphernalia. But those are great toys. But there are others that, if they had made their way into the movie, what do you think? And any of you can answer any of these toys would have been like in the house. What they have done. What would Cabbage Patch Kids have done in the house?
Oh, geez, they probably would have tried to, murder everybody.
Crawl into people's mouths while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
I would have had them, were it up to me, fly through the air at someone, be stopped by a table fan, and fall into a bowl as a delicious salad.
I would have loved to have animated that.
These will be ideas for the House of Terror, whatever you want to do. Yeah, number 2, Toys of Terror 2, House of Terror, anything like that. Here's ideas. How about Barbie?
Barbie? Gosh.
She seems like a stabber. Like she'd have a knife, like she'd just come at you with a nice pick or something. Yeah.
See, to me, Barbie was just like every girl in college I didn't speak to. And since this movie took place over the holidays, I just expected Barbie was in Daytona.
And last one,
she was at a kegger in Daytona.
Last one, Mr. Potato Head.
Oh.
He'd choke you.
He would have jumped into the fire from a tasty treat for sure.
Yeah. If he was still voiced by Don Rickles, I would do everything I could to keep him alive and talking.
Yeah. He would have taken over the movie with all his jokes and everything.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of vaudeville shtick.
Mr. Potato Head would be able to see you anywhere you went because he has all those eyes. So it would have been funny to actually have actual eyeballs in the potato. Like that would have been a cool look. Somebody write that down.
You're getting all kinds of great ideas. We get Wizard World gets a credit, a writing credit. Yeah, finder's fee credit, just a credit. We'll take just the credit. So last thing I want to ask about in the movie, and then we'll go around the horn, is this house. How did you find this house? Where is this house really? And when can I buy it?
That's Nick.
Yeah. Okay. So this was in Winnipeg. So we were worried about finding the right house, but luckily this was, I think, the first or second one I was shown, and it was so great. And the thing that was great also about it was that they're about to completely gut it and change it. So that allowed us to essentially do that. So we kind of were allowed to go in. So every room we're in, we repainted, or we added wallpaper, or we gave it a new look. So the house we walked into looked very different to the finished result. But luckily, because they were just going to renovate it all anyway, we're able to do that. And it was a really weird house, but really lovely being in there. I think we all really liked the environment of being in there. It was sort of everything kind of went sideways once we left it. But yeah, it was a really cozy place with a weird sci-fi bathroom and other things. Like we only used maybe a quarter of it as well. It was a massive house.
Yeah. The weird part about that house was the lunch area.
So, and it's Winnipeg, so we shot the whole thing in Winnipeg.
The lunch area
sorry.
was the weirdest part because I was down in the basement. And I don't know if you remember, Nick, like we all had to go down and it got really cold as soon as you got down and you're like trying to eat your food. But it was just, it was freezing cold and there was not enough room for everybody. And, you know, it was just a sad stuff.
And lunch break, I remember everyone would immediately fan out and try to command a room of their own. Like everyone would try to sort of get dibs on what room they could call their own during the lunch break.
Nick, I'd like to just treat everybody now to a sneak preview of my next big project.
Well, then, you know, one place, the Brady Bunch house wouldn't be one you'd want to go in because there's no toilet in the bathroom.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no toilet. There are also no toilets in the original Enterprise.
You know, there was one toilet in one scene. We did the Brady Bunch last week, so I researched this. There was one toilet in one scene in the Brady Bunch, and it was when they brought in a backdoor pilot family, and there was a little bit of a tank you could see in the one scene. So that's the only toilet you ever saw in Brady Bunch. That's my trivia for the day. That
was one of the biggest censorship battles that Hitchcock had on Psycho, was showing the toilet flush. Like you can kill a woman.
To think there's blood draining down a drain, but the toilet we can't show.
Well, that's how he got it through. He goes, it's a part of the murder plot. It's not obscene.
All right. Dana, I know you need to bolt, and we're just about to wrap up. I want to go quick around the horn. We'll start with you, Dana. Just a quick something you want to say to fans, projects coming up, push for this movie, anything you want to talk about.
Well, yeah, watch Toys of Terror. It's available for digital download now. It was a labor of love. Everybody on this panel worked really hard. And if you're a fan of this stuff, and if you're not, why are you watching? You can also go to SF Sketchfest, SFSKETCHFEST.com right now and still see the live virtual read we did of Plan 9 from Outer Space, which we did last night with me and Bob Odenkirk and David Koechner and Maria Bamford and a lot of great people. We did that just last night and it's still up.
Awesome, Dana. Nick?
Happy Halloween. Yes, watch Toys of Terror this weekend on SVOD, or I've also got Boys in the Trees on Shudder. So which is also set on Halloween. Well, yeah, that's set on Halloween. This one's set at Christmas. So either watch it now or watch it at Christmas like it was designed to. But can't hurt to get in early. So watch something. Yeah.
All right, Mark?
Happy Halloween, everybody. Yeah, thanks for letting us be part of it. I would say because of the whole current situation with the COVID, Halloween is not dead. So pick out your scariest movie and watch it. Play some scary music. Turn down the lights. Watch the 1963 Haunting, maybe. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or watch Toys of Terror. Or, you know, Seamus and I are hosting something over at with the Bob Baker Marionette Theater at the Western Heritage Museum this weekend. Wait,
what are you doing?
We're doing a thing called a Spookananny, and what that is, it's a clip show of all these Halloween related clips from cartoons, silent films, stage performances, whatever. We break it all down into like 10-minute clips, and we show them to get everybody into the Halloween spirit. And in between each show, we have the Bob Baker Marionettes do their Halloween show.
Sure, yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah,
A lot of fun.
You're gonna get so scared.
That's over by Hausenhofer now, isn't it? It moved, the Marionette Theater.
Yeah, it's over in Highland Park now. But we're performing it at the Heritage Square Museum.
I'm gonna look that up.
Bunch of Victorians.
That's great. Seamus?
Well, I just want to say, when do you ever get to do stop motion as a special effect in a movie? This was a blast. So thank you guys for getting us involved with the project. Had a blast on it. It was so much fun.
That's great. And Barney?
Yeah, same. I hope everybody goes out or stays home and watches the movie. And it was fun working on it. I hope everybody enjoys the stop motion scary toys. And
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, and thanks.
Oh God, that was the worst thing. I can't believe you saved that.
That's a perfect way to end it right there.
That was the one thing when I wrote. That was one thing when I wrote. I was like, you got to give them something to cut.
Yeah.
So when they want to cut, so you're like, no, I'll cut that, but keep that, and they kept it. What will I use in sci-fi bathroom?
We know what you won't use.
I'll tell the one funny story about that baby. You'll appreciate this, Dana. I don't know if I relayed this back to you. When we were filming that dream scene with all the kids watching her with the baby, one of the kids got so scared he puked. So he just threw up.
True.
So
yeah, I remember that.
I felt really
that kid's
We had to change the whole schedule around that kid's like pickup after that. I totally remember that.
Totally. We had to adjust everything. And
it was just a very simple.
I had to take a moment and go, oh yeah, we're in this house that's only lit by candles. There's wind billowing through, and we're playing Julie Andrews for some reason through the whole house. Yeah, I guess it was a bit of a creepy mood. So yeah.
In the script, it just said the baby's face looks like an old lady's mouth with no teeth.
Or you were in Winnipeg, so a hockey player also.
He looks like Gordie Howe.
My sister is a dentist, and I asked her a couple of questions about gum disease. So,
well, yeah, that baby should just be floss.
That baby's gingivitis is that baby's name.
Nice.
Well, the film is Toys of Terror. The production company, Blue Ribbon Entertainment, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. It's available now on digital download. You should go and definitely download it, as everyone has said. It's on Blu-ray January 9th. If you can't wait and you can't download for some reason, it'll be on Sci-Fi making its broadcast debut in December. Just been a blast here. Probably appreciate you guys kind of hanging with us with our Jerry technical issues here at the top. But Dana Gould, Mark Caballero, Seamus Walsh, Barney Marquez, Nick Verso, thanks so much for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on Wizard World Virtual Experiences. Don't forget, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Game of Thrones, and Sunday, 4 o'clock is the 60s flashback. Go to wizardworldvirtual.com for the whole schedule and everything. For all these folks here and Uncle Monkey, I'm Jerry Milani. Have a great one, and we'll see you soon again on Wizard World Virtual Experiences. Thanks, everyone.
guys, thank you so much. Good to see everybody.
Happy Halloween, buddy. Good to see you all. All right. Bye.